Welcome to live Spirit and Coffee. Got my coffee here. So good. Oh yes. Good morning, or evening, depending on what part of the world that you're currently in. I hope all is well with you guys today. Hope you guys are feeling good. Wanting to see if you guys are um open to telling me how you guys are feeling, what things are coming up for you during our time of incubation. Are you getting stir crazy? Are you feeling sad? Family trauma, drama, craziness showing up? Are you guys supporting each other? You guys becoming creative, innovative? What exactly are you guys experiencing during this? Just kind of wanting to look at what it is that you guys are doing. But it looks like no one's on here, so I have to talk to myself, which is fine. There we go. Good morning. I don't know who just got on here. Well, good morning to you. Salud. Hope you have your coffee. Hope you like coffee. I could tell you, if you guys want to just share with me what's coming up for you, how you guys are doing. Good morning, Suzanne. During this time, I could just tell you what a couple of things that are coming up for me. So tomorrow, I'm going to start having guests on because I found a technology that I can use. Good morning, Suze. How are you? So I found a technology that I can have on my Facebook Live. So I'll be streaming Facebook Live with special guests on my Facebook Live. And you guys are welcome to join. Tomorrow I'm gonna be having Janelle Trujillo. So for those of you who are local people, you may know who she is. And she's just she's a powerhouse. She's a fitness and health coach. But she's so much more than that, right? She's inspiration. She's inspired a lot of people. And she had a really, I was working at the sports and wellness, and she was working there as a trainer. And she moved a lot of, good morning, Doreen. Oh, it's Tim. Hey, Tim, how's your baby? I see pictures of your baby. Congratulations, Tim. So happy for you. Um, will we get Podbean? I can try. I've never been able to learn how to bring somebody on here and hear them at the same time. We definitely try. Um, so maybe I could see if she would be willing to join on Podbean. But I could do another live event on Podbean without doing the Facebook live. Um, just to see. So yeah, that's a possibility, Suze. Thanks for asking. Um, good morning, Gladys. Yes, and having more people show up to these things, because me alone have one perspective, but there are so many perspectives out there, and different ways that people learn how to cope with big traumatic events that happen in their life. So when something big happens, um how do we deal with these bigger things, right? I was talking to a good friend of mine, who we are going to do a guided meditation as well, um and that will be on Facebook as well, because we can have 4 people. um is how do you cope with big, crazy things? And what she was telling me is, for us, what I call us spiritual warriors, right? And that's everybody who always shows up to these things. I call you guys spiritual warriors, right? You're warriors of God, warriors, or however you want to say it. You're warriors because you're showing up, because you're trying to say, I know I get to stay grounded in God's grace. I get to stay grounded in this time because there's a bigger thing happening here, right? We can say it's a virus, we can say it's a this, we can say it's a that. The reality is that things are changing at a macrocosmic level right now. We are so used to things changing at a microcosmic level. Most people look at it and compartmentalize the issues that we're seeing happen, right? So what they'll do is they'll say, well, it's the government or it's this, and they want to point a finger. They want to put blame on one particular group of people or a particular person. Now, that's okay if people do that. If at the end of the day it makes them sleep at night, that's fine. But the reality is that this is so far beyond just an individual or a group of people. It's bigger than that. It's a cosmic shift, okay? Cosmic shifts that happen when new energy comes in cosmically and a grander scale, we see everybody impacted by it. And that is what we're seeing today. We're seeing the entire world being impacted by this new energy that is showing up. The world as we know it will not go back to the way it was. People, you guys, most people think it is. It's not going to. We could never recover 100% from this. Think about it. Our systems have been down and they keep extending it. Okay. Why? Now there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of fear of because why people don't know what's going to happen next. And as I said before, we get to create what happens next. Be proactive. Look at your life. Where are the gaps in your life? Right now, they're looking at the infrastructure gaps in our healthcare system, okay, at the bigger level. They're saying, well, where are our gaps? If this was really a bad pandemic, and came from the World Health Organization, not my mouth, that they said, well, if this was really a bad, because they're saying, well, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. And if it was a worse case, then we wouldn't have the infrastructure to handle it. And so I said, oh, wow. So they're looking at the infrastructure of our medical system to do what? To bridge the gaps for what? Well, in your life, if you looked at it from that perspective, right now, you're able to look at the gaps in your life. You're able to understand the gaps in your life. You're able to see where the gaps exist in your life. Good morning, Kumar. So while you're looking at the gaps that exist in your life, now you can come in with with some solutions or some ideas on how to bridge the gaps within your life. Okay? Life is like a book which written by God. Yes, it is. And it is a book. We're living in a story. And that's why I had asked this question on my Facebook. I said, what movie do you guys feel like you're living in? And you guys are welcome to share that. Like I'd like to hear what movie, because I want to watch the movies that people feel like they're living in and see how they're relating what is happening now into the storylines that have been told over and over again. So y'all are welcome to share what movie you feel like you're living in at this point. Um, so it's a movie that's getting played out. But here's the deal. Like I said, look at it from the bigger perspective, okay? We've already looked at it from the micro. We're looking at it from our individual countries. We're wanting to place blame on this country, this person, that person. The reality is it's not an individual. It's a cosmic shift, right? It's happening at all levels. So it's happening on a grand scale, okay? Last days, army of God. Good morning to you. On this grander scale, on the shift that's happening, right? It's happening for a purpose. Now, there's so many different things that they talk about. Okay. So many ways to look at what's happening. Okay. Like for instance, there, people are saying, well, it's revelations, it's the end of the world as we know it, there's signs of this and that, so we can see. There's also people who say we're entering the age of Aquarius. Pisces has left us. People are saying that we're entering the seventh ray, the sixth ray, and our vibrational frequencies are starting to rise, and that we need to be able to keep ourselves healthy and clean for the next phase of the energy vibrational frequencies that are coming in. Some people think aliens are going to come. Some people think spaceships are going to come out of the sky. People are talking about rapture. I mean, there's just so many things. At the end of the day, if you want to simplify it for yourself, know that change is here at a bigger level, grander level. Like, if you wanted to look at it like God is saying, okay, you guys need to wake up. That's what he's saying. Wake up, children. Come on. Get up, my beautiful children, my beautiful lotus flowers. Wake up. Remember who God is. Come to me, and I shall support you through this process. Now, resistance, okay, is going to make it harder and more challenging. The resistance, right? When we resist it, and well, what are we resisting? We're resisting that a new way of living is actually going to be inserted. Now, there are certain things in this new system that most people are not going, they're going to reject, right? And in any system, because we live in a world where it's a duality, we live in a duality world, okay? Where there's black and white, night and dark, right? Male, female, yin yang, right? There's a duality to it. So there's always going to be right, wrong, right? There's always going to be this experience of duality. There's always going to be fear, and there's always going to be love. So you get to choose what road you take at this point. It becomes so magnified. It's become so evident that you now have the choice. You can choose. Where is it that you're going to take your life? Are you going to take your life? Good morning, Zelly. Are you going to take your life to the fear-based stuff? Good morning, Anthony. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Or are you going to ask yourself and say, how do I step into love and to light? Now, in that, there's a lot of things that get to happen from your own self, okay? Your own vessel. What can you control for yourself? Not, you can't change what is about to happen. That is already in motion. That is part of the plan, okay? We're simply a part of the plan. We're in the plan, okay? We can't be outside of it. And if we die or we go away like that, perhaps we're not in the plan anymore. But who knows, right? Because I don't know what happens when you die. Maybe we're still part, maybe our energy is still here and we are still part of the plan. I don't know. Okay, I know our souls are forever, but I don't really know what happens when you die, okay? So, right now, here in the flesh, right, in this human flesh, in this body suit, this suit that we have, right, this suit of armor that God has given us, we have a choice how we engage this situation. There are a couple of things that we have, right? The biggest thing is our mind, right? Our mind. Do I still get coffee? Salud. Here's the coffee, Reggie. Our mind. How are we programming our mind at this time? I will get on here daily to tell you guys, stop listening to the fear-based programming. Turn it off. Now, you can do it if you want to. This is merely a suggestion. I cannot coerce or force people into doing things. I can only give you information. What you do is up to you, okay? And I'm saying, quit, okay? This is coming from a very firm point, but you get to do what you want. Stop listening to the news. Turn off all the fear-based programming. Right now, it's critical for you to program your mind in love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. Seed those things into your heart, into your mind. Program yourself in true faith to God. So, how can you do that? Turn on meditation music. I will share on my page. I will share a meditation that I put on, and my niece, now she's singing it around the house because what it does is it puts your mind at ease. It puts your heart at rest. It reminds you that you are the living God within and there is nothing to fear. Once you start to put on the fear-based stuff, you're starting to program yourself in fear. Now is the time to reprogram your mind. News programs care about ratings. The more fear, the better the ratings. Yes. Thanks, Reggie. Um, so yes. So you guys, please stop programming the fear into your minds. Okay, I understand that we're going through this virus and that people are freaked out about it. Okay, here's the deal, and I'm just going to be very blunt about this. We were designed and programmed, okay, our own human flesh and body that God created in its perfect right. The vessel, the human body is so magnificent, right? That God created it so great and powerful that it can heal. It knows how to heal, but we're not trusting God right now. We're looking to where? To find a cure. Come on, you guys. God can cure anything. Where is the faith in that? We're putting faith in man right now. And I don't mean everybody, because I think people are waking up to recognize that, oh yeah, no, I can't put my faith in man because man is feeding us a bunch of crap right now. It's almost ridiculous, crazy. Our bodies have been getting rid of viruses forever, since the beginning of time. And never did we shut down an entire world because we're afraid of a virus. That has never happened. Viruses spread, our bodies were made to overcome them. Some bodies weren't, and that's the way it happens. That is God's design. Some individuals, their story has to end at a certain time. We all have to come to the space and place where we're okay with expiring, because that is part of the natural process. We will not live forever. Why is all of a sudden everybody afraid of death? Yes, it's a sad thing. No, we don't want people to die. Of course we don't. But people have. I've lost people. I've lost people from to suicide. I've lost people to this. Could I have stopped it? No, because that was their story. That was supposed to happen. So what are we doing? What are we afraid of right now? I don't understand it, right? For me, I'm going, come on, people. Our bodies were designed to do this. When we get a cut, what do? We heal. Our bodies were designed to heal. Why are we forgetting this all of a sudden? All of a sudden, we're forgetting that our vessel, the vessel that God gave us, was designed perfectly perfect to handle all of these things that we come into contact with. But all of a sudden, we're afraid, and now we're afraid of other individuals. They might give us germs. Are you kidding me? And another thing, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, people, okay? And I'm going to be very, very authentic and honest here. I just want you guys, and this is just so that you guys can kind of relate and understand, okay? People are worried about this virus, okay? Which, okay, fine. I get that flu season comes out, people are concerned. I get that, these diseases, cancer, all this stuff comes out and people are concerned. It's scary. Of course, people don't want to go through that, right? No one wants to go through sickness, but that's part of life, okay? We know that. We cannot get rid of that. We know that that's part of the process of the human condition, right? And we do everything in our power to prevent it from happening, but everybody has an expiration date. But here's the deal. And I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing, okay? I went to the grocery store and people are standing in line. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. For me there was this thing in my head where I was like, I can't do this, right? This is authentically me talking. I can't do this. I was like, I can't. I'm not going to stand in line like a cow waiting to be uh okay to go into the store. It's just not going to happen. That's not how God wants us to move, like a bunch of cattle. We have free will. Where's our free will? That's being taken away. Okay, fine. And the other argument is, oh, we're saving lives, we're saving other people. No, we've never lived that way. There are more healthy people getting over this than not, because our immune system was built to do this, right? That's how it was built to do. Okay, fine. So let's keep going. This guy, okay, we're talking, so COVID or the coronavirus it's a respiratory thing, okay? It's respiratory. Now, me, I have a love for lungs because I have asthma. And I understand what it's like not to be able to have your breath. Okay. I understand. I've had asthma attacks my whole life. I know what that feels like. It sucks. Okay. It really does. Now, this man who's at the store, okay, and I just want you to understand what's going on here. is more afraid of this virus, which he'll probably recover from, than smoking cigarettes. And he has his mask down with a cigarette in his mouth. And I see people smoking everywhere. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but I do tobacco prevention work. And I'm thinking more people die of tobacco use and secondhand smoke exposure and lung cancer than any other. I mean, you can combine all of the people who've died from this virus, all of the people who've died from homicide, suicide, other drugs together. You could put them all together, and more people die of smoke in the lungs. And yet we don't talk about these things, right? We don't talk about how secondhand smoking casinos are killing their employees. We don't talk about all that stuff. We don't care. We're like, no, let the casinos, they're private clubs, they can have cigarette smoke in there all day long. And elders are in there all the time being exposed to secondhand smoke. And do you think the casinos care? No. Why? Because they're making a profit. So, you guys, I'm asking you just to be a little bit of a critical thinker here, right? I'm not telling you not to take precautions. I'm not telling you not to be safe out there. Don't hear me say that. But it starts with your mental health. Why are you letting this fear program you? Let God program you. Trust that God is going to heal you. People survive from cancer all the time when they pray to God. We've seen big tumors go away, yet we've forgotten that. We have amnesia, and now we're looking to who? To give us a vaccine for a virus that our body will probably fight off. Think about it, you guys, please. I just urge you to think about it. And beyond that, let's look beyond that. How we treat our bodies. You guys, think about it. People with great immune systems can carry this thing and nothing's going to happen to them. People who don't. So we're worried about a virus, okay? But yet we don't pay attention to what we put in our mouth and our food, in our body, our vessel that God gave you. Yes, I'm getting passionate about it. Yes, I'm a little bit frustrated about it. Yes, a little bit of Natalie's ego showing up here. But I'm urging you guys to take care of your bodies. Eat healthy. Drink water. Stop putting sugar in your body. Sugar kills too. We haven't talked about all of the sugar issues that happen from people eating. I don't even know what this food that they give us is. It's not even food. It's processed chemical stuff that people eat every day, and nobody's concerned about that. Like, come on, you guys, think about it, please. I'm just urging you to understand, to just do a little. Like, you're worried about so some people are worried about a virus, yet they're going to sit there and eat all this junk food that's not helping immunity. Like, look at that, because that's killing you of cancer. That's killing you of a bunch of different things. But you weren't worried about that. You weren't worried about eating these processed Pringles that are cancer killing. You weren't worried about that. People weren't worried about that, okay? But now they're worried about a virus that our body can actually heal. Our bodies were designed because God designed us to heal. And when we have faith in that, and when we take care of our own church and vessel, our God given gift, okay? Our God given gift. God said, here's a body, take care of it. I just don't know what more to say. Come on, you guys, please. And I know that you guys on here are, you're enlightened and you understand. And true faith in God is not afraid. True faith in God walks on the ledge and walks over the ledge knowing that God will catch him. That's true faith. That is faith. People want to change. Sorry, Echo, I don't know how to add you on here. but I do a live video on Facebook as well, so I can't add you because then the people on Facebook won't hear you and all that stuff. But people, I can read your comments for sure. People will are going to change. You just have to make them realize they will not change only by saying, yeah, I know. They have to do it for themselves. But there are times when we can say something to someone in such a way that it triggers something in them, and the seeds that were planted before, something that you say waters it just a little bit so that that grows. And we plant seeds. That's what we do. We're here to plant seeds. When we walk in faith in God, when we walk 100% in faith with God, we are not, there's nothing to fear because we understand that we are God no matter what. We are love. That's it. There's nothing else. Love how you present these issues, Natalie. Thank you. You're welcome, Suze. My thing is, I want people to understand, right? Understand God is here for you. Like, over and over. I've told you guys before, my mom will come into me, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And I'm okay with having these conversations, right? There's conspiracies and there's this and there's that. And I'll go into conspiracy. I have my own ideas about conspiracies and what the government's doing. And that's not this platform. Okay. Um, I thought about starting a platform where I rant and rave about, that's more Natalie. But here, this is a platform of love. It was designed to love everybody and everything, no matter what, even the dark. So I've even had dark people show up here and say some pretty crazy things. And God loves, right? So I get to love no matter what. Who am I? Who am I not to love? Who am I to judge? Who am I to make you wrong for how you feel? Who am I? I'm nobody. That's the point. I'm not. Okay. But I have my conspiracies and I have the way, and I'll engage in conversations, we'll talk about it and what's going on. And, I do research and I read and I gather research from different places and I formulate my own ideas. And I go, okay, well, and then I tell my mom, okay, so now we've talked about this, but I'm going to bring it back to God because it's always going to end in God. Everything. I don't care what you bring up. It's going to end up in God. Always. God is all there is, okay? That's it. If you live in true faith, if you walk in true faith with God, if you truly believe in God, again, you will walk off the cliff and know that God will catch you. You will not be afraid of death because you'll know that you're with God. You'll know that God is with you during the entire process. You'll know that that's part of God's process. Things die. That's what happens. That's part of the process. Now, what dies? Our flesh, the body that we were given, not the soul or the spirit. God is a belief system. Okay. You don't have to believe in you. You just have to know yourself. Yeah. Yes. And knowing yourself. That's very good. Yes. Know thyself. And for there you will find God. Now, God, too complex of a thing to talk about. Don't really have, we can't, we don't know. Good morning, Andrea. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's right. Heart and strokes are the number one killer. Mm, yes, they are. And they can be, and it's worse when you smoke. So that actually um, um, raises the numbers of those things. So they tell people not to smoke when the worst things you can do is smoke. And I see people smoking and they have masks on their face. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, stop. Um, so God, come back to God always, okay? Walking in true faith, again, remember that your body, your vessel was designed. It was designed perfectly. There is no other perfect thing than God to heal you. How can a man heal you? We were given doctors, don't get me wrong, but back in the day, doctors, right, were what? Curanderos. They were medicine men. They used God's herbs, God's nature to heal. They didn't put chemicals. If you want to go into the esoterics of all of this stuff, if you really want to understand, if you really are interested now that you have the time to really understand what chemistry is, if you really want to understand the design that man has done, man, not right, taken what was pure and beautiful and bastardized it, okay, which is blasphemy, has taken God's design and tried to manipulate it to make a profit off people, has manipulated to harm people, has used it to for manipulative purposes. Now, if you look at manipulation, that is dark magic, okay? That is black magic. Chemistry, okay, can be considered black magic. We are surrounded by it and we don't even know it. Is it something to be afraid of? No. Why? Because God. It's simply informational so that you understand. Look at chemistry. Chemistry was created by spiritual alchemy. Spiritual alchemy was the transcendence of the soul into pure light. How do we connect to God and become a vessel of pure light, one with God? That's what alchemy is. They bastardized it, put it into chemistry, and said, how do we transform, transmute, whatever, lead into gold? Alchemy itself was not based on metals. It was based on the soul. And then they put it into chemistry. And now we have pharmaceuticals. And if you watch the pharmaceutical commercials, they tell you take the pill and you'll die. And people take it. They put chemicals into tobacco, which was a sacred plant for native people. They've even put it in coffee. I should probably grow my own coffee, which I did find an organic source of coffee where they grow it properly. But that was a sacred thing. And they put pesticides. Okay, think about it. Pesticides, herbicides, that's all to kill off, right? Homicide, suicide is all kill off, to die, to kill off. Okay. So looking at the etymology of the words, understanding, now is a great time to start doing research. But I would say start looking into spiritual alchemy. What does that mean? And how have they bastardized this system and use blasphemy to control us, to steer us away from God, to steer us away from our divine birthright, to steer us away from who you truly are, which is God's vessel. Remember that God will heal you. I guarantee you, you guys have faith in God. Know that God is with you. Know that God is the great healer. Know that God designed you so perfectly perfect that you can handle this virus. I promise you. Have faith. Faith that's so big that you don't have to see you. I mean, when you do have faith, you will see miracles happen. But that requires a great amount of faith that allows you to walk off the cliff with your eyes closed and just know that God is going to catch you. And that's scary for most people. But that's what's required right now. People to wake up and walk in faith. Will it happen? I don't know. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. I pray for it. I pray. I pray that people remember. My faith and love in God is strong. My mom won't always tell, just remember, without the faith in God, we have nothing. That's right. Faith is everything. True faith. Okay, Yoni, the body, your mind, you're something that wants to expand, which physical nature, your body and mind just holding hands to reach you. God is not a source of creation. God is just a dimension of life, which not physical in nature. Yeah. Sorry if I misspelled. Neither your body nor your mind is you. Yes. Thank you, Echo. I appreciate that. Um, yes. And thank you for your insights. And yes, it's a dimension. So for me, I use the word God because it's just easy, right? It's an easy way for me to communicate. You can say Yahweh, which is maybe a better word to utilize. But it's things God is not obviously like not a physical thing. It's something greater, right? Something that we can't even. I'm too small of a person to even describe, right? I'm just a tiny little speck in this big, ginormous sea of God, right? Like I, but we call it God, and that's the way we relate. That's the way I relate. Um, and it's not even an it, right? But they say once you name me, I'm not that. And so it's this bigger thing, right? That we can't comprehend and can't really see because we are it. So yes. Um, Now for the simplicity of and understanding of and to support people through the process of remembering who they are, and seeking and finding God, God is the best word to use for me. So that's why I use it, by the way. So good morning, Jose. Um, but again, it's this grander thing. Okay. So you guys, good morning, Scott. Um, so I'm asking you guys, okay, do your own research. Remember that when we keep our mind and when we feed ourselves positive, beautiful thoughts, that when we pay attention to forgiveness, gratitude, compassion, that we're reseeding a programming that's going to support us into the next era, the next age, or whatever you want to call it. The new storyline, if you will. There's a new storyline that's actually happening right now. It's new. Everybody's experiencing it worldwide. Yeah, true faith is what she meant. True faith. Yes. 100% faith. And I think that that's one of the most powerful things that we can have. Hope and faith right now. Um, and having faith and remembering that our bodies were designed to overcome these things. That is what our body was designed to do. We didn't create our body. I did not create my body. Okay. And if something so magnificent can arise out of a mother, right? If a child can arise out of a mother, if a child could be born in and grow out of a mother, and we are not doing that, but something greater, this grand design, call it God, right? Has this ability to grow something so beautiful and bring it into a world, and that in that time we can heal. What makes you think our bodies weren't designed to handle this stuff? It was. So there you go. So taking care of your mental well-being as well as your physical well-being. Now is a great time to look at what are you doing to your physical body? How are you nurturing it? Are you taking care of it? Okay. Are you truly grounding yourself in what's healthy and good for you? Are you paying attention to how your body feels? If it's not feeling so good, what are you doing to adjust and make it feel better, right? What is it that you're doing? Now, I'm going to have a special guest on tomorrow at 12. And like I said, she is a nutritionist. She does workouts, right? She's a coach. Um, Eat some veggies. Yeah, exactly. Eat veggies. I totally agree. I eat lots of kale and veggies all the time. And she's going to just talk about how do you support your body, your mental well-being, and everything during this time? So I hope that you guys are cooking and that the food that you're eating is supporting your body, and giving you the nutrients you need to restore yourself into a vessel of what? Health and wellness, so that you feel good. Okay. So I hope that this helps. Um, you guys, I love you. I want you to know that everything circles back to God always. Okay. Yeah, fast. Something that I need to do is fast. I'm a little scared of it though, I'll be honest. That helps healing. Amen. I know. You go into a state of autophagy when you fast, which means that your cells start to recreate themselves. They eat the old cells that are no good, right? And then it starts to give you cells that are brand new, basically. So look up the word autophagy. Ta- that tells us a lot about ourselves. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, LED. I hope that you animals naturally fast when they are injured. I did not know that. Thank you for telling me that. Interesting. And I think we naturally fast when we're sick because we don't want food. So when we get really sick, we're like, I don't want to eat because our body is trying to restore itself. Um, Eat what you can just easily, which is good for you. Which is good for you is a live cell, not a dead cell. Yes, I agree. So I'm assuming you guys are vegan, which I've tried. I've tried being vegan. I got very sick though. So get vibed. Okay. So good morning. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you for getting on here. I hope Echo and LED and Zeus and everybody shows up. God bless and always seek the face of Jesus. Thank you. We appreciate that message. Totally appreciate it. When you're not competent enough, then you have large amounts of expectations. I think that's what you meant to say. Okay. So I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I will be on twice, once on Podbean and then twice on Facebook Live with a special guest. So I hope you guys show up, okay? And that is going to be at 12 Mountain Standard Time. Please be there. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day. You guys are beautiful. And just remember that you are a beautiful lotus flower, that you are in incubation, and that your flower is ready to bloom and open up. Okay. Love you. Namaste. Bye.